Welcome everybody to another video. In today's video, we're going to be simply doing a couple things. We got some orders to pack, we've got some things to list on eBay, and then we're going to take a look at my testing rack here in the background. So I'll show you guys what's up with that because I've been getting some questions about it and you guys want to know how it works. We're going to dive right into that. Before we do that, however, though, we do have some orders that we had to pull, so we're going to go ahead and start off here with that and let's see where this video takes us. All right, so a lot of you guys are wondering where the sales were in Monday's video, and I'm here to bring them to you today because unfortunately, like I said, they were in the unit. I wasn't going there on Monday, but I do have them now. So starting off here, we did sell the Sony PlayStation 1 tested and working console only there for the price on the screen. Following that, we have a nice big pile of games here that's going out. I've got to go ahead and still get all the labels printed for these guys, but a good selection and variety there. Next up, we have this white Xbox 360 bundle that went out. Price again on the screen. And yeah, another good sale there. And then finally here, we sold this PS2 console for whatever, again, the price is on the screen. So that's what all those things sold for. And then finally, actually, for the other store, we have a phone bundle that sold. So this one right here, C9, going out for the price on the screen. So that's sort of the deal there, and that's everything that I need to get packed up right now before we can start off with our day. All right, guys, well, the items are now packed and ready to go out there. We got a nice little pile going. I actually had the chance to make a nice little YouTube short on it, and it's gonna be on TikTok, YouTube Shorts. Keep your eye out for that if you want to know how I packed all those and how I did it so fast. Anyway, now that we're done that, you guys know what time it is. We gotta list some of these DVDs for sales. You know, this is what we've been working through recently. We have about 4 full stacks of DVDs left. This will be one of them here that we're gonna try to get listed before we can move on to the rest of them. But the goal is to get as much done today as possible. So we're going to go ahead and try to list these guys all on eBay. I'll list about 30 of them. I'll save the rest in the draft bank for later. Yeah, I'm excited. Let's go ahead and do it. A few minutes later, and I just wrapped up listing all of these and drafting some of them. So everything up to like here and this pile, that 15, 30 were listed. And then the rest of them, I tried to draft. Now, some of them slipped by and got listed. In fact, one of them, I thought I had drafted, but I had actually listed it. So I went back in my drafts. I noticed that the draft wasn't there. So I redrafted it and realized it was listed. Good thing I caught that because we could have had a double listing up there. But anyway, we now have all these guys ready to go. I'm going to put them in one of those bins and put them aside so I can take them over to the storage unit next time we go. Guys, I was just out on the way to the post office, and on my way back, I actually came upon a massive score. On the side of the road was a metal shelf that I'm going to bring to the storage unit. I picked it up for free. I'll put a video up on it on the screen right here of the shelf that we got, but it's pretty awesome. I'm very excited about that find. But anyway, now that we're back, I want to go ahead and take a quick second to now look into my testing rack. That's what you guys maybe came here for. And I'm excited to show you guys how I go about testing all my video games. Now you can rest assured that I didn't clean any of this up at all for this video, so that's a good thing. But anyway, let's just kind of start here with a basic overview. So basically what I have here is a resin rack. These are like the plastic shelves that you can get. In this case, I got this one at Canadian Tire for like 20 bucks. It's like the cheapest one that they have, and it's a 4-tier shelf. So this is what fits all the consoles on it. And basically how it works is I have one power cable that runs to the bottom of it. From that, we attach it to 2 AC, I guess what are these, like extension, not extension cables, power bars. 2 power bars is what it connects into. And then on the power bars are all the consoles. And then these would obviously turn it on. I actually have the entire rack off because consoles, if you don't know, draw something called vampire power, meaning that when they're off, they're still drawing power, which can cost you money in the long term. So I always leave the rack off at the main switch, and then I can turn it on simply over there, but that would activate these. Then essentially the power goes from every single one of these slots to the back of each console that needs power all the way up the racks. And if you guys can see here, I have 2 Xbox 360s for testing, just 1 PS3 at the moment. I always planned on getting 2, but I never really needed to, so I just left the 1 there. I do have 3 PS2s though, and I tend to use all of those. Same with the Wii's, I use both of those. The Xbox, I really just use 1 now, but I occasionally will turn on the other one. And then the original Xbox is down here. I'm usually actually just using 1, mainly because the bottom one's harder to reach. But anyway, that's all the consoles that I use for testing. Now, obviously, this allows me to test PS2 games, PS1 games, Wii games, GameCube games. It allows me to test PlayStation 3 games, Xbox 360 games, and original Xbox games, which is the vast majority of the games that we actually deal with. Now, what's cool about this whole setup is not so much that we have a bunch of consoles on the shelf, but the fact that they're all hooked into one TV. And I want to show you guys exactly how I did that. So basically, we've got the power covered. It comes up from the bottom and plugs into the back of each console. And the reason why you see all these cables like this just kind of hanging out is because I often will pull the power or pull the AV from the back of the consoles and bring it out to the table for testing a console. That way I can just plug it right into the rack and I'm good to go. However, what essentially happens is I take the AV from every single console and I bring them up into these switcher boxes, and I have 2 of them here in total. And basically behind them, you will see, with the exception of some random unplugged cables, all of the consoles. Those are the 2 original Xboxes, and then those are the 3 PS2s, and then that's my output, and that goes out to another box down here which is actually hidden under some DVDs I use for testing, but it's hidden right here, and then that finally sends an output to the TV. Now, although this might look complicated, the reason for it's actually quite simple. Basically, we have the 2 Xboxes and the 3 PS2s here, then we have the 2 Wiis, the PlayStation 3, and then the 2 Xbox 360s. And I know that I should have them labeled, but I have it all memorized just like that, so I don't need to have them labeled. And then, of course, my Wii sensor bars are here as well. But regardless, basically what happens is what I have is them all coming into here, both of these exiting the corner here to this box down here, which basically just allows me to have more boxes. So it's just like doing the same thing that the consoles will be doing, coming into here and going out. But it's actually a box going into here instead of the console. So basically, if I turn the PS3 on and I want it, I go over to this box and I hit the PS3 just like that. And I would come down here, and then basically all I'm using on this box are box 1 and 2. And these just correspond with these boxes. So this would be box 1 and box 2. So if I'm using anything like a PS3, an Xbox 360, a Wii over here, I'm going to press box 2. And if I'm using a PS2 original Xbox, anything from this box, I press box 1, just like that. And that's what goes up to the TV. Pretty simple. You can buy these boxes for like, I don't know, $10 online on Amazon probably. I think that's where I got that one from. And you can just look up like RCA Swisher boxes and you'd find them. And they're pretty handy, even if you just have a few consoles. Let's say you just had an Xbox, PS3, PS2, original Xbox, and a Wii. One box would cover you. Basically, you're just going to plug all the consoles in the back, and then the last slot will be used to go out to your TV. And you can just put your TV on AV and then pick between them as you're testing stuff. So yeah, just like a little bit more of a complicated version of that, but it works really well here for my setup. I've been using this for quite a while now, at least a few years, and I really do like it. I guess finally I can go over the controllers here, which are basically all just lined up, and I only really need them to be able to press X, usually when I'm skipping through. I guess for the PS2, like, you know, you skip through the memory card screen, but for most of them, it's really just a matter of pressing X. And I feel like I had more of them here. Maybe some of them went missing or fell down, but this is pretty much all that I use. Those are the 3 PS2s. Those are the 2 original Xboxes. There's the 360 controller, the PS3 controller, and the Wii controller. So all I'm missing is actually my other 360 controller, which I no longer really use, like I said. So that's basically it. And this allows me to test things really quickly, especially the PS2 stuff. You just throw them in, all 3. They both show up, or they all show up as you just flip between the 3 PS2s, and then you eject all the discs and move on to the next 3. It allows you 3 at a time instead of just 1. So hopefully, guys, that kind of explains that better. I know it's a little bit confusing maybe, but it's actually a pretty simple system. So hopefully I did a good enough job explaining it so you guys can understand it and maybe even be able to implement something like that in your own setup. Now it's time, guys, to finish up another 30 listings. That's right. We are going to do some more because I do have a little bit of extra time here, and I'm trying to get ahead on these at any cost. So we're going to take a little bit more time here and list some of these guys up, and then I think we'll call it a day for today's episode. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead now and start listing them. Again, I've already photographed them, so they're all good to go. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, guys, I just went ahead and finished up listing all of these games here, and they're handy in my bin, ready to go off to the storage unit with the other stuff, which is fantastic. Just to give you guys an idea, this is basically what we're looking at now for the rest of the DVDs, which is not too bad. This is probably like a day's work, like a solid day's work. I don't know, maybe like a morning, let's just say, and I could probably get all that done. So not too bad, and we're definitely going to be moving through this stuff pretty quickly now. And then, of course, we still have all this stuff over here, but we'll get to it eventually. Quick little update here, guys, as well on the DVD front. We now have almost 200 DVDs listed for only $1,000, but even still, I mean, it's not terrible. Again, this is from a lot that we paid $150 for, so if we can, I don't know, sell most of these at that price and then some at a less price, I mean, we'll be doing pretty well. Not to mention that this is really only still, I don't even think we're halfway through listing this stuff, so we're pretty good there. And yeah, I'm excited about all the listings that we got done. Anyway, guys, I actually am going to wrap up today's video there. It's actually getting pretty late here, and I spent the day doing some other stuff, you know, kind of just fiddling around. But we are almost done all of the DVDs now, which is fantastic. I know these videos aren't like the most exciting here, where we're just kind of listing DVDs, but I try to add a couple of things, and you guys got to see the testing rack today, which is pretty exciting. So, I mean, there we go. I'll be hitting you guys with lots of new video game stuff, though, coming out soon. We have quite a few lots that have come in that I'm very excited to show you. So stay tuned for that. And as always, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to go on below, smash the like button on it, leave any comments, questions, concerns, let me know them down below in the comment section, and subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. I'll see you all in the next video.